Welcome to Mandalay Mansion in beautiful Busselton. It's Monday morning. I just won a Ironman yesterday. So the clock woke me up at 3:15. We had to get up so early because we need a bunch of food, and it's an Ironman, it's a long day, so you just need carbs. We started that off early, and it was white bread with Nutella and jam and coffee and the usual. Packed the last stuff, and then it was just about heading down to the race venue. Racked up the bike, made sure everything was in place, and then we basically just prepared. We being me, Carl, my mom, and Mitch. Got on my race suit and kind of felt the nerves kicking in a little bit. Okay, so I went for the warm-up in the swim, just to get some blood flowing on the upper body, and to be honest, it kind of felt like shit, and it's easy to kind of get in that negative mental spiral, so it's pretty important just to remember yourself that it doesn't matter how it feels like, you're just supposed to do it. So that was about 15 minutes of warm-up psychology and preparing. Yeah, just to get a bit of a feel and make sure the heart rate will is a bit up and the blood is pumping. Got the call up when to start on the left side. Horn went and got off to a pretty good start. Found the legs of Steve McKenna. He was on Sam Appleton's legs, and I was like, I felt good. I felt in control, and I could see it was like a decent sized group, so I didn't really mind. And Sam really pushed the pace on the swim, so that was really good. You could also see that he both from like just watching him around and following him going into this race, he just he looks strong, and before the race I thought he was one of the guys who were best prepared. So he basically took the swim and 4K or 3.8K, that's long.
What did you think about, what were you thinking of your position and how the size of the group at the Australian exit? Just talk about that.
My position was perfect. I felt in control and I didn't have to work a lot. It is easier to be on the feet, and that's also why swimming in the big bunch is it will always be easier than being on the front. So I felt quite good, and the size I didn't really mind the size of the pack, to be honest. I think we were 6 guys or 7 guys, and that was fine. It's a long day, so. You basically just there will be a lot of stuff happening, and I didn't mind the Australian exit. Got in again. Steve McKenna took over. Felt like the pace dropped a little bit, but it was fine. I decided to save some energy for the bike. In some way I kind of felt like they were all there to beat me, so why I didn't feel the urge to just pull them around, and got on the bike, and it was a pretty good, decent sized group. I felt like the pace was pretty much on from the beginning. Out of the water we got splits that we were 5 minutes ahead of Busso and Nick Thompson, and when we reached 40 kilometers it was down to 3 minutes and 50. So I thought that's maybe not really the trend we want to see, because all of a sudden we'll be out at 80 kilometers and they will already catch us. So At 60k, in on the bike ride, I decided to do a surge, and yeah, basically I just swapped screens on the unit to speed instead of power, and just decided to go for it and send it. And a couple of guys cracked from the front pack there, and that was nice. I made sure to do it in a place where it was like an out and back, so I knew that Nick and Matt would see that I was on the front, and hopefully they would get splits that I took back some time, and all of a sudden it was like 1 minute or 1 minute and 20. I pulled back in 20k, and I think that kind of mental game is also pretty important to have in a race like this. So that was good. Steve came back and did some pulls as well. So we exchanged pretty well. All of a sudden we were only 3 left in the bunch. Took some pulls again, and I found myself in the front of the race and decided just to go as quick as possible, or so carry as much speed as possible around on the course. Just before T2, I saw Matt in a roundabout that he was approaching, and yeah, that was just it was cool, because I obviously I could see on my splits that I was riding, I think 4:03 or so. Quick math, that would be 3:59 for him. So, you know, coming into this is his home race, and coming into T2, I waved him past, because I think it would also be kind of awesome for him to lead into T2. I know he's never done that before in the Busso race, and the crowd just went mental when he came into T2. It's one of my highlights from the overall race, because it's so cool to have, like, actually experience that kind of home favorite, how supportive the Australians is of a home favorite, and how much everybody loves Matt. He's a standout guy, and he's a good guy. He have his heart on the right place, and he's just all about having a good time and racing well. And it's just a cool vibe around him. Everybody loves him. So we got into T2 together and left T2, and you know, then you have a freaking marathon you have to run. And I think key number one is never to think about the fact that you have a fucking marathon you have to run after you just destroyed yourself for 5 hours. Yeah, and I just went out in like 3:35 or so. I thought, I know when I'm in shape, it's possible to do like 3:35, 3:37 for a marathon, and I'm not that kind of shape right now. So I thought it was kind of a bold pace to start off with, but at the same time I also had other people I had to crack. I feel like I passed him, and then we just ran for what seemed like forever, and I just got, I think it was 6Ks or so, but I just got a split that he was 10 seconds behind me, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Before the race, I thought, honestly, I sat down and did the analytics, and I thought like, oh, Matt, he's probably gonna run 250, 255 off the bike. So I just have to make him work for it, and then for him to kind of spend as much energy as possible, and then he will be done on the run. And that was just not the case. And it was so awesome to race like that, because, you know, it's a way of racing where you can't let off the gas at any point. And I was like, I know I had to go in and have a shit at some point during the run, so I need, like, not that I'm a slow shitter, but I feel like I just need some space. I need some time. So I was like, I need 3 minutes. That's when I reach 3 minutes, then I can kind of let off the gas. And then all of a sudden I was like, okay, I'll make a deal with myself. Until 30K, I'll push, and then the last 12 I'll enjoy. So it was basically just hit not head down, but you know, it's just about get going and like all your technical stuff, your nutrition, getting all the stuff right, and making sure that the cooling strategy was on point. And then, you know, on a course like this, it's the most unbelievable run course I've ever tried, because there's people everywhere. So people are just cheering, and it's a good vibe. Lots of people out there, and especially normally they are kind of centered at the finish line. Here it was everywhere. DJs playing, and yeah, it was just a sick vibe, and that helps a lot. You know, when you have to dig deep, then having people around you who actually cheer for you and you feel appreciated, that's pretty awesome to experience. I went through, I think I got it until 28 kilometers, and I thought like, okay, now we can kind of, I can take it down a notch. And I saw Carl, he had a sign, a whiteboard that said like, you're potentially breaking 7:34 or something like that. And he yelled at me, "Coach, saying if you have a good day, then go for a fast time." And I was like, "You can fuck off!" Like, that's the last thing you want to hear at 20k in on the run. But at the same time, Coach also knows what he's doing, so he knows that it's stuff like that. I can't say no. So I went in and had a shit, and then all of a sudden I ran fast again. Yeah, but it was just, mind-blowing. Getting into the finish line, it was just wow. Relief, obviously, from racing a good race and finally get those 2 wins under the belt, having a successful trip to Australia, and just feeling the love from the crowd. Everybody was cheering, and a solid DJ at the finish line as well. Having my mom there and my 2 of my best friends, that was just, it was special. And yes, Mitch, you are one of them. And then obviously it helps when you break the record by 10 minutes. The record breaker. It's for sure a day to remember.
And you
that was huge.
Finished it off in style with the Australian shoey. Do you think you earned some new Aussie fans after that?
Hopefully. Nick Thompson, who had an unbelievable race. Seriously, that guy is gonna go places, no doubt. Homeboy, or whatever it's called as well, local guy. Came 3rd, huge achievement. He told me a couple of days before the race that if you win, you have to do a shoey. You know that? Actually, we had a night out after winning in Canberra, because you know, I felt like I needed to enjoy it as well. I had a few beers with a guy we got to know from Red Bull. Shout out to Will. And they told me like, you have to do a shoey if you win. And I was like, oh, okay, fair enough. And yeah, didn't think a lot about it. But when Nick told me, then I was like, okay, now I have to do it. So standing up there, I was like, of course I'm gonna do a shoey. So that was cool, and also it sounded like I could hear the fans, or the Australian crowd, they kind of loved it. So yeah, that was cool. That was cool. The day before the race, I was chatting with Coach and about race tactics, and he was like, "Mate, just go out and enjoy it. Do whatever you feel like you have to do to win. Race the race, race the competitors, race the conditions, and yeah, have a good day." And I think that was actually, it was a really good approach, because sometimes you get stuck up in power numbers and heart rate and all kinds of shit, where here I raced on instinct, and it was awesome to do, and definitely also something I'm gonna do more in the future. Because I think that was also part of it, creating the race, the fact that, you know, responding to the way I saw the race unfold from behind, with Nick and Matt racing the way they did. So then to have a proper race against Matt, it was awesome. Yeah. So next up will be a short vacation with my mom, going south from Busso. Other than that, going home, getting set up in St. Moritz, and yeah, then I'm gonna do an early season camp in Club Santa in Lanzarote and get ready for the upcoming season. We have a whole lot of races coming up. It's going to be a busy calendar, and it's going to be pretty important to just, for me at least, to keep going and make sure to build from this. Hopefully, or I have learned a whole lot the last couple of months. So definitely some takeaway points I'm going to bring into the next season and into my life in general. So that's the plan right now. Specific races I can't really touch on, but it'll be fun. Yeah, one of the coolest things actually about being down here in Australia is all the hype and meeting all the people who are actually watching the YouTube. That's it's the first time I've really felt appreciated for the work we do and for the effort we put in and money we put in to actually produce some awesome content. It's been great. Like I can only say, I know it's not a lot, but I can only say thank you. I really appreciate it. We both appreciate it, and it's also stuff like that keeps us going and want to grow from here. And I hope you'll all help us grow and reach new audience. And thank you to Australia. It's been a pleasure, and it is a pleasure to be here. I had high expectations, but you've exceeded any expectation. Like it's been a dream of a trip. I'll 100% see you later. Yeah, I hope you'll have a good Christmas, a nice December. Ciao, ciao.
Carl, successful day. How you feeling?
Be one of those times where
Midday.
Just another day?
Yeah, just another day on the job. Yeah, it's been 4 long weeks, so it needed to come out in something big. I think that this is all right. Yeah. Let's fucking go!
Another day in the office. Actually, we've never had this day in the office before since I've been around. What is it like? First day in the office. Hopefully many more.
Do you expect that?
Yeah, I expect it.